I guess I should test. Is the microphone on? I think it is. Yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, welcome. Uh-oh, here they come. Hi, Kim. Hi, Sherilyn. It has been a minute. Oh my God. I was just realizing that today this is like an official beginning of the year for the store, where there hasn't been really anything going on since January, early January. So yeah, where have I been? What have I been doing? Nothing. Yeah, you'll find out. Ah. Oh, good. Thank you, Kim. In honor of diamond painting with others night, or diamond painting along night, I thought I would just do this from the art desk with the sisters watching over the shoulder. It's been almost a year. It'll be a year in May since they went up on the board. And that's kind of where we are. It's like, I don't know, a third finished. Been a little busy. Oh, I'm just making a quick note here. I keep thinking of things that I want to say something to. Hi, Jen. Um, oh, now I can't tell if, is there a thing that shows me, there should be something that shows me totals of how many people are here or not. I don't know. I can't tell. I'm sure there is somewhere. Oh yeah, I can see a participants list. Good. So anybody doing anything exciting and fun this weekend? Anything that's not work related? Diamond painting related? That's good. Oh, and I forgot to take this facial growth off. Completely forgot. Relaxing and diamond painting. That's the way to do it. Just diamond painting. Perfect. Well, you guys let me know how that works out. uh, my morning was spent retrieving my car from the shop because it had to have its inspection done that expired in March. Oops. But it's legal and nobody can pull me over for that one, at least. Oh yeah, laundry. No, laundry is a constant. I have to do laundry too. I keep forgetting. It's just like out of sight, out of mind. It's in the hamper in the bedroom. I don't even see it during the day. So I don't even think about it. Then I go to bed and it's like, oh, I didn't do laundry again. I think if I did my laundry a little more regularly, if I did a little bit at a time, it'd be much better. But I wait until everything's practically out. It can take a little while because I've got, a ton of t-shirts and stuff like that. So those are easy to replace it now that the weather's warm enough to wear t-shirts and shorts. Makes it a lot easier, a lot less laundry, because you're not washing sweatpants and sweatshirts and heavy stuff. Doo-doo. Trying to think what Kim. I did put a link up in on the YouTube channel for the thing that you did with the resin and with the fairy dust drills. I don't know if that matters or if it helps or if you've seen any increases or anybody coming over to take a look at the channel. I forgot to check your subscriber numbers. Oh, I was going to watch and see how it did. I want you to have more subscribers. I want everybody to have more subscribers. So we have the June Pride 2026 event coming up. Chris and Stacy are hosting it again this year. I'm sponsoring with gift cards. And what else? I think that's it. I don't know. I may throw in some resin stuff because I've got a lot of the rainbow resin things. But those would be incidental, kind of at the end. I'll add them. So that's going to be fun. And the first ever Diamond Art Emporium official Pride canvas is out, been released. I've got my purple copy on the way. Has everybody seen those, or have you seen them, the listing for them? It's one of the eye candy guys that I flipped it to black and white and then colorized it with the 6 primary colors. I think it turned out okay. Next year I have to incorporate the progressive flags, so that'll add pink, light blue, white, black, brown. So I have to do something different next year. Let me give everybody a few more minutes. I think they'll just kind of like gradually drift in. It was kind of a last minute thing. I will admit that it was a last minute thing. But I started looking at the calendar again, and every time I look at the calendar, I say, "Oh my God, I'm running out of time." And it's like that's been the way things have been going all spring, or from January until now. It's just I start going, and then I stop and I look at the clock or look at the calendar. It's like you're not there yet. So I can go into hyperdrive, try and figure out which way to go. Give them a few minutes. Do you guys have a particular thing you want me to start with? Anything in particular? I mean, you could ask some questions now if you wanted to start the question stuff. That way I can get some of the answers out and then don't have to worry about someone missing something if they're here for something else. Anyone? Anyone have any questions? Any comments? Don't say anything mean, but criticisms are fine. The 420 items. Oh my God. I told myself I wasn't going to do a show and tell tonight because a show and tell, I would be running back and forth from where everything is sitting that has been listed on the store. I would be running back and forth constantly. The 420 items, yeah. There are a variety of pot leaf, herb leaf, marijuana leaf, whatever you want to call them. I refer to them just as leaf because I know what I'm talking about. So I talk about the leaf things or the leaf items. And there's a variety of styles and different types of pieces that are available. There's a very large, very heavy ashtray. Kim, you can attest to that. That ashtray is really heavy, huh? I mean, it weighs more. It's like a pound and a half, and it's stout. It's a very very solid piece. And then there's a smaller version. That's just a size smaller. And then there are a bunch of accessory type pieces. There's a coaster that's really just kind of a flat pot leaf that has an embedded image in it. And it's kind of a weird image, but I hand painted a few of those. Those are all in the listings. So if you want to go over to the listings, you can take a look at it. They're all listed as, I think it's the 420 items. They're all together. So the pot leaf things, there are trays, there is the flat coaster, there are pendants, earrings, the jewelry things I haven't gotten to yet. They're coming out soon. Pendants and earrings. There are, the magnets. I will do a show and tell on those. This is one of the, I'm using it as a cover minder. These are, I mean, I made them as cover minders. I don't know if you can see that. The lighting's not very good, huh? Anyway, it's a pot leaf with a gold glitter background. And there's a couple different colors of that. There's a purple and a blue, I think. Purple and blue. They all have glitter. Everything has glitter. All the resin stuff I do has glitter. Lots of glitter. The more glitter, the better. I think that's probably going to become one of the signature things for the stores, or as far as signature style for the resin pieces, and it's going to have lots of glitter in it. So the 420 pieces, all of those are, they range in price from $5 for a set of 3 magnet / cover minders, and those are all things that I've poured. And when I do a pour of resin, I usually try to make a few flowers, a few roses with it. That way, at some point in the future, I will have kind of a stock or a back stock of roses in a variety of colors that I can mix and match to go with various kits or to use as embellishments and put it on a box or a tray. I can put a little rose, a couple of roses along the sides, and I'll have enough of color variety that I can pick and choose. So that, those are $5 for a set of 3, and they come with a magnet on them. And then I have oopses, and there are a lot of oopses. There are probably more oopses than I could ever even list, but some of them are just so awful that I won't even put them up. The oopses are all $5, and they are everything from the pride trays. I had a pride tray that I did the colors upside down, and so the face of the tray is all bright red, and the underside of the tray is the rainbow colors I was looking for. And I don't know how I did that. I think I poured it backwards. I don't really know. But those are the types of things that end up on the oops list, and those are all listed at $5 a piece. Those are kind of fun. And there's always more. I can pull up more oopses anytime I need. And then there are a couple of really nice big boxes in the resin department or resin section collection. Really big boxes. There's a purple glam. Or purple galaxy. It's a dark purple clear resin. It's translucent, and it has got the best sparkles ever. It's got like a green and purple and pink, hot pink and green and purple reflective pieces in it. And it's just gorgeous. So there are things like that in the in the resin where it becomes more resin art than it does really anything other than that. So the 420 pieces, um, you buy four. I know, is it buy four? Yeah, you buy four, any four items, and you get an automatic discount of 20%. Is it 15 or 20%? I don't remember now. You get a discount automatically at checkout. And once you put four things in your cart, you go to your cart and it'll show you what you're getting as far as the discount and on the four items that you're in there. It's in groups of four. And so if you buy four items, 20%. Yeah, I thought it was 20. So four items, you get 20% off those four items. If you put items 5, 6, and 7 in there, those are going to be regular price. But once you hit number 8, then that second set of four is going to be 20% off. So you have to do it in multiples of four, or you buy four expensive items and then two inexpensive items, and you'll get more dollars off. I guess that might be a way to do it. But anyway, so that's one option as far as using that discount. And then there are the resin trays. There's a collection of trays and coasters. And I've got an offer out right now for a free tray of your choice, whether it's the $15 Pride hand-poured Pride trays, or a very simple plain one. There's a really cool tie-dye that I've been able to come up with that I love myself. And you can pick out any tray that you want, put it in your cart, and then if you do a special order of a diamond painting kit, a special order kit, now that diamond painting, the special orders have restarted, the tray is going to be free. And it's another automatic discount. So you can use a variety of codes to get the discounts on the painting, which is going to be at least 15% off. And then just throw a tray into your cart, and that's going to be free in addition. So I'm trying to put as many incentives in right now as I can to try and get everything kick-started. It's been, 4 months? So I understand. People don't live this like I do. So yeah, that's the 420 stuff. But it's a lot of fun. I love it. I have a little bit of an allergy to it because I kind of overexposed myself at the very, very beginning when I was learning it. So I have to be careful. I have to moderate a little bit. But now that it's going to be nicer weather, I can move my resin pour station to a better ventilated area. That'll be nice. And then I can keep going with that. That's going to be fun, coming up with new color mixes and color styles. That's where the bulk of the creative part for me is coming up with the color or the color combinations and the mica powders and the glitters and which ones work best with which, how to make things translucent, or I can make them opaque. It just whichever one, whatever the need calls for. So I'm playing with those as a side gig. So that's kind of what I'm doing. That does kind of cover the resin, which is one of the first things that I was going to talk about as well. Have any other questions? I didn't check to see if anybody new's come in. I didn't see anybody new yet. Oh, there's only Kim. Oh, there's Risa. Hi. I believe. Hi, Risa. How are you? All right. So, oh, goodness. All right. So the updates that I would like to go over, and that is primarily because the store's been kind of dormant for the most part since January. The delays with shipping and production kind of had the best of me, and I was just a little bit I was very frustrated with where things were going. And so I had to make some decisions about what's most important. And that is to make sure that anytime I take a payment for a kit, that I know or have a good idea of what the time frame is going to be from the time the order is placed until the time it arrives. Those all went out the window really after Thanksgiving with the Black Friday. The factory referred to it as a massive order that came after Black Friday. So there was a huge amount worldwide of diamond paintings that are ordered after Black Friday, and that really threw a whole problem, a pile of problems at the factory. And so I was able to talk to him and finally found out that it's all having to do with volume. And so I said, okay, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and wait until after the Chinese New Year celebration, and then I'll take a look at restarting in March. And then once that rolled around, I sent. So what's the production schedule like now? And it's still backed up. I said, okay, so this is my position. I said, I need a dependable shipping partner that can create the kits and get them to me on time. And if not, I'm gonna have to look somewhere else. And I said, I'm really surprised that you have not expanded into a larger facility or having a second facility in case of the overflow demand. And he said, funny you should mention that, because I do have a new factory that's going online, and it'll be online April 10th. And so that's when my jaw dropped. And I can't, it's like, oh, okay. So that way I had something to shoot for. I had a date to plan for. And then as I got closer, I said, is everything going to be on schedule? And the answer I finally got was, yeah, it's already up. And if you want to go ahead and send an order in, you can. They don't have all of the specialty diamonds in yet. They're expanding the number of specialty diamonds, I believe, to 78 colors instead of 50, 60. And those are kind of coming in gradually because the manufacturer was a little bit behind, or was falling behind. But the order that I just put an order in on the 13th, which was, let's see, our Sunday the 12th, was the 13th in at the factory, so that's why I'm dating it as of Monday. So an order went in on the 13th, and I'll get to the orders and how that schedule is working in a little bit. So things have restarted. I'm pleased with the fact that the factory has the additional ability or capability now to handle larger volume, and we don't get shoved aside or put at the back of the line. Our volume is not as big as some of the international customers that they have. And so there's only so much we can do. So I'm the only US retailer that uses this particular factory. And so I do have some degree of I guess clout, because I do have enough volume that it does keep it keeps the discounts coming, I guess is the best way to say it. So once the factory has resumed and I was able to get an order in, I'm now talking to him about other things that I would like to get implemented over time. One of them being having some things pre-rendered so that I have a better idea of what specialties are going in and where. I'm doing that with one of the Pride kits, the purple Pride kit. I'm having a copy made for myself. I just want to get I want to double check and make sure that there is as much for this Pride kit. If there is as much specialty bling as we can fit onto a canvas. And I asked for the entire design where there's a Pride stripe at the top with the words Pride 2026. I wanted that entire section done in a combination of fairy dust, aurora borealis, crystals, anything that can go in there. I don't know what I'll get. I don't think I'm going to get all of that, but anyway, so that's kind of what I was working with. And so working on pre-rendering so that I can have more input on specialties. It also gives me ability to work on some more custom program or projects like the Pride Kit, where I can actually design it and do the work myself, and have something ready that is unique to the store that nobody else would have. The I guess the next thing would be to talk about special orders and that special order calendar. With the factory having additional capacity, I don't necessarily need to order kits once a month. I was backing off on the schedule to do like every 2 to 3 weeks, or when I had a certain number of orders, but that doesn't help a customer to know when that order is going to actually go to the factory for production. And so I'm working right now. These last few weeks of April are going to be weekly orders. So there was one last Sunday. There will be another one this Sunday, and then there will be one on the 26th, which is the final Sunday that will make sure that delivery will take place before the June Pride event. So that would be before June 1st. The deadline is going to be April the 26th. I did a little expose on orders and the order schedule and the calendar on the blog. That might be a good reference point if you have questions about the specifics of how things work as far as the schedule goes. But it's every 1 to 2 weeks, depending upon the event cycle or demand cycles. If things get significantly more busy in the coming weeks or months, then that schedule may become regular weekly orders. But I want to have the option of at least backing off to every other week if things are not as robust. And that's simply because the larger the order that I place, the larger the discount that everybody receives. And the more of those discounts that I'm able to, kind of gather together, it helps me to keep the prices where they are without having any, major shuffles every now and then. So I want to keep the prices as where they are. The entire tariff situation, apparently, from what I read, and I haven't heard any, on the street, true, this is what's happening thing. Tariffs are actually going away to some extent. There's like no enforcement of them, and they're not going to be applied as routinely or as maliciously as they were before. So with that out of the way, it really removes a lot of the hurdles to shipping, and it should be a very, very open and shut. It's been as little as 11 days, but 11 to 14 days after production is completed, they usually land on my porch, and that's like 2.5 weeks. So if production takes 2 weeks or 3 as it was, and that gets pulled into 1 week, without any tariff delays or those types of things, the shipping process by itself and a faster production completion means that we're back to that 3-week window. And it could very well be less than 3 weeks, depending upon volume. If I send in an order for 20 or 30 kits, that's going to have a higher priority with the factory, and they're going to do that order right away. If I send an order in for 10 kits, it'll be like, well, we'll squeeze you in, but you'll get in. And that's kind of where my thoughts are on 2-week or 1-week order schedules. I want to try and get as large an order as possible in, or when I place the order, and that's simply for priority at the factory and for shipping and for quantity discounts. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I just don't know how to gauge that demand yet because there hasn't been any for 4 months, right? It's me. I haven't been able to take any orders, so that I'm hoping will come back gradually. So the calendar, everybody knows, or maybe everybody doesn't know. The calendar, a link to the calendar is located in the footer of every page in the store. If you go down to the very bottom, there's a thing that says quick links, and the very last one says calendar, special order calendar. And then you pull up that calendar, and then that's going to show you what the current order status is on the current weekly orders or whatever, depending upon the cycle or where it is in the cycle. There could be 2 or there could be 3 orders pending at any given time, and then each one is going to have its own little status update. So I'm able to do that with the calendar, and I think that'll be helpful. That'll take some of the questions out, and give somebody a place to go for answers if they need something quick that I'm not reachable. So that's how the special orders are developing, and I'm really excited. I'm really, really happy, and I hope to see that first order that I placed on the 13th. I hope to see it drop closer to the 1st of May instead of the 5th. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't gotten the confirmation yet on shipping, but I am excited about getting that purple Pride kit for myself because I wanted one. I guess the next thing to talk about would be the expansion into, or the final the final launch of eye candy. Eye candy has been one of the things that I've been thinking of and working on really since the very, very, very beginning. And eye candy has always been a project, and it's always been put on the back burner at some point for one reason or another. And I took these first few months of the year to actually sit down and plot it out, work on the listings, reorganize the items that I have for the collection. I worked with a new artist on some images that would fill in the collection, some things that I was missing, some things that I thought might be fun to have. And then I started working on more made here kits, the kits that I can print and create here at home. And I have another one of those coming up, and that's going to be probably out. I don't know. I may put it up tomorrow. I'm not sure. But the eye candy kits are up. There's the eye candy is a broad umbrella. Eye candy is the kits that focus primarily on men, and that they are geared toward kind of like beauty photos or beauty images, or rugged, manly, masculine images, and everything falls into that eye candy category. I do have very, very specific kits, and I will be going in over the next few days, and they're all going to get a little label on the image that says, and I haven't figured out what to say, and you guys might be able to help me figure out what to put on it. The basic eye candy kit is a 40 by 60 in round or square diamonds with Aurora Borealis and fairy dust specialties. One size, just one size, 40 by 60. Everything has been cropped and geared and rendered toward that size. That's not to say you can order a what is it, 75 by 90 if you want. I can order that, because the 60 by 40s are all by special order anyway. So if you wanted a larger size, that's certainly possible. But just for ease and simplicity, I want the basic eye candy kits to be 40 by 60, round or square. And that way, all the thumbnails are the same size. All the shipping packages are going to be the same size. The factory loves that particular size because it's very simple and easy to make. It's going to fit into their production schedule better. So there's all the pluses to having just kind of a more uniform kit than the all over the board stuff. Everything from 40 by 40 up to 70 by 105 over here. There's some benefit to having larger quantities that are all similar sizes with the factory, and they like that. They appreciate that, and they look forward to it. So that's kind of what our eye candy is going to kind of help channel into that direction. So with the eye candy kits, they're all over the map inside the collection. There are the standard eye candy kits, and those are going to get a label. I don't know whether it's going to say just an eye candy icon or logo, something that says eye candy that'll be on the image, or official eye candy. Or if I just put 40 by 60, I'm not sure. And then the ones that are not specifically created for eye candy or created with eye candy in mind, some of the kits that I've had in stock already, like the white angel, that's not one that's been designed specifically for the eye candy collection, but because it's a hunky guy, I put it in there, even though it's an in stock versus a special order kit. And so on that one, I think I have in stock or ships immediately. So I put a little label on it, and that's the kind of label that I'm going to put on the others. Is it available in 3 sizes or something like that? That way you'll know that it's not one of the standard 40 by 60 eye candy kits. That kind of delineation I still have to work on and get some of those details ironed out and how I'm going to do it. And it's really hard to keep things in the collection sorted because I do a manual sort, and as soon as something gets purchased, it goes to the top of the list for everybody. And it's like, oh, so I don't know if I'm going to reorder every single time I think of it, or if I'm just going to kind of let them just go where they are and rely upon the labels to help you guys figure out which ones are which. There are enough images that I have accumulated over the last 2 years that I do have a variety of images that will be coming out over time. I'm not going to dump them all at once. I'm going to go ahead and then bring them in a few at a time, depending on the volume. If it's a big bust, then I won't have to worry about it. If it's active and there's like a regular request for them or regular orders for them, then I will start putting them into the update or renewal cycle, and I'll start adding some images as time goes on. The unwrapped eye candy, I put 5, I think 5 images up last night. And those are all, I think, well, all but one are just butt shots that I've had before. And so the butt shots are easy because the adult content or mature audience warnings with the website is a little bit different than the rules regarding that with Etsy. And although Etsy is kind of, they're as sketchy as anybody on setting their policies or enforcing the policies, this one is pretty cut and dried. And one of the things that I'm trying to do is to put or list the items so that they fall into the perfect zone of compliance with them. And it is to show a product, not just necessarily an image of a male nude, but a product that shows the product with the male nude in it. So it would be a picture of the canvas, and the nude is in the canvas, as opposed to just a picture of a nude man. That's what it's holding me up a little bit on getting all of the listings up. And I'm working on a kind of a template where I do have, like, if I have a blank canvas and I just cut a hole out in the middle of the canvas and then just put somebody else's picture in it, then that becomes a kit for that particular image. So that's kind of what I'm working on now. And as soon as I can get that at least perfected to the point that it's I can do it over again, I can repeat it, then I will kind of run that through as many of these as I can to get more of them up. There are initially, I believe, 10, and some are ridiculously crazy, but most of them are legitimate, study of the male body type things, and they're perfectly. I find them to be perfectly acceptable socially. I don't know how everybody else is going to feel, and as people find or discover or see them, I'm sure I'll get feedback. I hope I do, and I hope it's positive. I don't want anybody to be offended, but if they're offended, then they're gonna have to shop somewhere else because I'm not going to take it away, um, unless the powers that be tell me I have to. So the eye candy and the unwrapped eye candy are both active and live on the store. That kind of is a milestone for me because it is right now. Let's see, the 17th. I don't remember what the exact date was in April, but it's right around the time when the Etsy doors opened. So we're at 2 years right now. May is the official second anniversary of the store. I haven't, I have not planned any kind of a special event for that anniversary because there's June Pride and then there's It's Raining Men in July. So I've got plenty on my plate. Hang on. Plenty on my plate coming up for the next little bit. I may do like a store-wide sale or something for a brief period of time, just simply to acknowledge it, give everybody a bit of a break. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll try out. If you guys ask me for a sale in May, if you have a reason that you would like to buy more kits in May than you ordinarily would, or if you would like a price break because some particular demand, some event that you're looking for that I'm not aware of, let me know because I can do a sale for May for the anniversary, and it's formulating in my head. But it would be pretty much store wide. Everything would be on sale. So that's what I'm looking at for possibility in May. And then as far as the other events, June, we talked about Pride a little bit earlier. June Pride 2026 is hosted by Chris and Stacy. And I believe the Facebook group is Diamond Painting Adventures. Chris and is it Chris and Angie's Diamond Painting Adventures? I think is the name of the Facebook group. I'll put it in our Facebook group as far as a link. I'll probably put it in the blog, and I'll probably put it on Discord as well. For people to go join their Facebook group, that's where the posting of the progress photos, the official announcements, those types of things will be taking place at their Facebook group. I'm going to mirror those. I'm going to post those in my group as well. And since I'm not necessarily hosting or being a major part of it. Oh, there's Chris. Hi, Chris. I was just talking about the event. I'm not hosting the event. I am simply a sponsor, but I am going to anybody that has one of my Pride kits or a kit of mine that's entered or they're using in the Pride event, I'm going to have my own little Pride prizes kind of on the side. And I'm going to still do some prizes for Pride just for the people in our group that are participating in the event. So I want more people to participate in the event, and then they'll be eligible for the prizes there. And then I'm going to also throw some extra prizes in just for local prizes. And that may be where people will be able to get the Pride swag type stuff, the resin things. I may do the resin things as our internal prizes, and then the gift cards will be going through Chris and Stacy's event. The second event coming up is the It's Raining Men event, and that'll be in July. It's going to be similar to the December event that I had. The December event, there was one drawing at the very, very end of the month. With It's Raining Men, I'm going to go ahead and have weekly drawings. It's not that big of an event. I don't know. It's not as big of a deal to put together prizes for a weekly as well as it's just as simple to do it with weekly as well as it is just to do it all at once at the end of the month. So I'm going to have weekly prizes. There'll be lesser values, but there'll be, fun stuff. And then at the end of the month, there will be the big, larger gift cards and kind of the grand finale type stuff. So the It's Raining Men event is going to require a kit from Diamond Art Emporium. And that's pretty much the only restriction that is come from the store. It needs to feature men or a man. I can't imagine someone participating in the event and they're doing a dragon, if that makes sense. I don't want to put that restriction, because anybody that purchases a kit from me should be able to participate in any of the events using that kit. And that's kind of my basic standard rule. And so I'm not going to say no. I'm going to encourage everybody to do kits that feature or have men in them. It goes along with the eye candy thing, and it goes along with the unwrapped eye candy. There's now a variety of kits that feature men that would qualify very, very easily. I have those already set up to be discounted with the current pricing structure. All of those kits are also 15% off right now, all the way through. It's probably going to be all the way through May, because the June stuff deadline is going to be the 26th. But the July stuff, there's still plenty of time to get orders in. So the July orders for It's Raining Men can go probably into the third week of May before those dates start looming. And so there's going to be a big window of opportunity to get eye candy kits ordered and shipped and received well before that July 1st date. If you order one now and you want to use it for the Pride event and for eye candy, you can certainly do that. You can double dip on the eye candy kits that are there. You could double dip on the Pride kit, because the Pride kit will also qualify or work for the It's Raining Men event. So you can do one kit. If you order it now, you'll have it for June Pride, and you'll also have it for eye candy. The requirement as far as the amount of the kit that you have to complete for the It's Raining Men event, I'm not going to really have one. So if you can do all of the Pride kit except maybe 2 colors over on the left-hand side, and you'll know what I mean if you look at it. Just do those 2 colors during the month of July, and we're good. So I wanted to make it as simple as possible. I want to make it as value friendly as possible, so that you don't have to have 19 kits in order to participate in 19 events. I want you to be able to cross use them. And I don't know what other events are coming up in July. I'll double check and take a look at the calendars to see who else has things coming up in July that would that might be a cross piece that you can use to double dip with It's Raining Men. But that's going to be kind of the fun event for the year, and I'm looking forward to it, because it really brings the fact that I'm gay, and I want the website to cater or to make sure that the gay men out there have something to diamond paint that they find more interesting than a vase of flowers or a dragon. I want to make sure that word gets out there and it kind of gets cemented, and in time I hope it will, that it's very important that as many people diamond paint or pick up diamond painting or start diamond painting as possible. And if I can entice or encourage a few gay men to start diamond painting because they see an image that they like or that they find interesting that they would not have otherwise looked at, and they decide to start diamond painting, that's the win. That's what I'm hoping for. So It's Raining Men is going to kind of be the beginning of that push. Um, as the year goes along, there will be a Halloween event in October, and then the holidays with friends in December again. So those are the 4 events upcoming: June Pride, It's Raining Men in July, a Halloween kit or Halloween event, and then a Christmas with or holiday with friends in December. So that's the rest of the year. Next year there will be a spring event. There was nothing going on in the spring because everything was on hold. Let's see what else. I think this is my list. The discounts are they're all active as far as I'm going to I will be working on that this weekend to make sure that I have everything clarified and in place. There should be a 15% discount on all special order kits, all of the special orders. So whether it's the Purple Rage Dragon or whether it's one of the eye candy nudes, it's going to be 15% off. There is a one time per person code for the events, and it's $10 off of any one kit one time. So if you wanted $10 off the Pride kit, then you would use the code. I have them written down. Event 10. That's what it is. Event 10 is a one-time code that gives you $10 off a kit that you're buying for an event. I'm not gonna monitor that and police that and make sure that you don't buy a kit that's not necessarily for an event. I don't care. It is a one-time discount. It is more than 15% for the eye candy kits. Those start with a base price of $57, and I believe $10 off is 17%, whereas 15% takes it to like 48. It's like $1 or something more to use the $10 off coupon as opposed to the 15% coupon. So all of the kits right now that I'm trying to get you guys to take a good serious look at for the events are all at least 15. You can get one of them for $10 off, so that would take it to 47. There is a coupon code for shipping. That's the other nightmare is if you use those discounts, it's going to take the price below $50, and the threshold for free shipping is $50. So it'll take you 47, 46, whatever, and you're not going to get free shipping if you use the coupon. So I'm also doing a free shipping code. Where was that? I don't remember what the code was. It's in the post in the Facebook group, and I'll try and put it. Is it ship for free? I think it's ship for free. It lowers the threshold down to $35. So if you do ship for free and a 15% off code, that's going to end up being a really, really, really good value on the Pride kit, on anything eye candy related or unwrapped eye candy. I really, really want you guys to take a good serious look at those, because don't let a $57 price or a 40 by 60 standard size affect your decision, because I'm going to try and make them as affordable as possible. One of the benefits of having those kits being uniform in size is that all the shipping becomes standardized. The orders are scheduled in batches at the factory easier. So the simplification of having those more consistent sizes gives me the ability to play with price a little bit. And that's why I'm going to discount them. I'm going to have a discount on them If not regularly, it may be kind of like an eternal. Something's going to qualify for 15% off, and it's probably going to be those kits with almost any kind of an event thing. So the event discount of $10, 15% off for all special orders right now through, it's going to be at least through the 26th of April, because that would encompass the Pride kits. And then it will be at least the eye candy and Pride kits for through most of May. But then May could have a clearance sale or an anniversary sale thrown in somewhere in May for the second anniversary, and that would be probably a store wide. I can't do much more than 15% right now, because I do after evaluating during this break period, 15 is about as deep as I can go, except for things like resin that has a little bit higher margins, and I can do 20% discounts on those. But you can always add fairy dust to get to $50. Yes, Kim. Yes, you can. Or you can add $5 in resin items, or a $5 resin item, or go buy an oops in the resin collection for $5. There are a lot of ways to get to 50. I don't want people to feel that I'm trying to manipulate the prices to get you to pay shipping, because that's the furthest thing from the goal. I want you to get as much of a discount as you can. I want you to pay for as little as is absolutely necessary. So that's kind of the promotional calendar coming up as far as sales and offers, and that would be through May. I haven't looked necessarily beyond into June and July yet. I'm sure that there will be times when something will be coming up, or some type of an event will be taking place, and it's like, oh, I have this, and I have multiple items that would qualify for that event, so I'm going to put a special on a particular category. Maybe it's florals, or maybe it's, I don't know, something. All right, so that kind of is where we are as far as the state of the store. After 4 months off, I wish I had taken more vacation-y type time to do nothing, but I've been pouring resin, and I've been working on a lot of the bookkeeping stuff, the background stuff, to determine, okay, where are we at? What prices need to change? I have not raised any prices yet. There may be a few that are going to have to get changed and adjusted, and some of those are the older priced items, things that have been at the Etsy store for a long time, that are still carrying on Etsy pricing. I'm reducing the low dollar items. The 75-cent items at Etsy are now 4 for $3, because I was losing money on every transaction below a certain amount. And that was incredibly frustrating, because Etsy stayed open during the time. There were just no special orders. And a lot of the Etsy business is based on cover minders. That's where a lot of people started over there. So there were cover minder and putty orders coming in constantly through Etsy. It was so frustrating to watch those come in, and then take a look at the payment account in Etsy and see that it's minus $3, minus $2, minus 84 cents. It was just nuts, absolutely insane. And so I started revamping the things over there. I don't remember if I got everything done over in the website or not, but I just the practicalities of items that have to be shipped requires a certain level to offset the other fees that are attached to having credit card processes or credit cards processed for online transactions. They're just built-in prices. They're just inherent in the whole creature. And so some of the pricing will be adjusted on some of the low dollar items, or some of the items that have not had any price changes for ages. Those will be coming probably gradually. They're going to be, not going to be heavily publicized or anything, but there will probably be a few things that are going to go up in price, a few groupings that have been around for a while that have not had, they were put up before some of the pricing pressures have come into effect. Right. So that's kind of where we are as far as the store is concerned. This is a town hall type thing. Kim started us off by asking about the 420 items, and I explained those. Those will be at the very beginning of the replay if you want to watch that part back. And I guess I opened it up for anyone else that may have a question. Yes, ship for free. Orders 35 to 49. Yes, Sherilyn, that's exactly right. Ship for free. I have to double check the timing to make sure that I have it enabled, because some of these expire. And what I've been doing is I keep my list of discounts that are open-ended so that I can end them when I need to. And then I forget that I put an end date on it and I think it's still active, and then it's not. And then, so if you're expecting a discount and it's not showing up, please let me know, because it's simply an oversight, usually on my case, in my situation. So yeah, anybody that has any questions or comments or things that they would like to know or find out, or things you might want me to do, things you might want to see, things that are overpriced, things that are reasonably priced. With fairy dust, there will be additional colors of fairy dust once the factory gets everything settled and I get that color list. And then also during that time, I'm going to be working on the Aurora Borealis embellishment kits, or the embellishment diamonds, having Aurora Borealis available as separate diamonds that you can buy. Then I can do a combination of fairy dust and Aurora Borealis together. So those will be kind of fun. The more kits that I work on, that I'm creating, that I can produce here at home, the more demand or the more need I'm going to have for those specialty diamonds. And if I'm going to have those diamonds available for the kits that I'm making, I might as well make them available for everybody. So that's kind of where I am. Other types of canvases will be coming out, just eye candy, or will there be others? There will be others. There will be standard, I guess, standard variety new releases. Wanderer D and Clepsydra are both still working on some crazy stuff. I am working on a few of my own, because I'm finding that process to be very therapeutic, just to do the creation part of it. I have Dark Angels coming. I have Dragons coming. They have a variety of things that are coming. I'm expanding the kits I do here at home to include the kind of like the unwrapped eye candy ones, but these are called snacks, but not the same snacks that you get, the butterfly or the bee or those types of things. This is snacks with 3 X's at the end of it. So SNA XXX, kind of a clue as to what's happening. And I do have the first one of those ready. I'm just working on the image for the listing to make sure that I fall within the requirements to get it, so that it's not a violation to post the picture. And I think I have that one done, and then that'll probably go up tomorrow. And so it'll be in with the unwrapped eye candy. But it's getting back to the larger size that I can print here. It's 26 by 40. So it's just shy of that 30 by 40 size. And it has to be 26 because once you put the legend or the key down the one side of it, it just eats up too much margin space. And then 13-inch by 19-inch canvas, or that my printer can print, gets eaten up. So I have to drop it down to 26 inches or 26 centimeters wide, 40 high. It's a decent sized kit. And I went upstairs to pull the diamonds. It's going to be in squares only. I'm going to be doing most of the in-house kits in squares only. If it's not one of the little tiny snacks ones, those will be mostly round, because I have that large, I call it a hoard, a large quantity of square acrylic diamonds. And then now with the fairy dust specialties and increased colors in Aurora squares, I'm going to try to. I want to use the inventory and the resources that I have, and so I'm going to be trying to use all of those squares, or using primarily squares on things that I make here. They're, I guess acrylic squares are kind of like passe, but they are the workhorses. They are the standard square diamond that was in use for a long time until resin came in. They don't stick together. You don't have the static issues. That, to me, I really, really hate working with the fairy dust diamonds, because they're all just staticky as hell. And I just to pour them from the storage jar into one of the little containers to ship them out, it's a pain in the butt. That Kim, is why I put all the fabric sheets shreds in each one of those packages, because I know how much I hate it, and I just hope that you don't have the entirety of the static to deal with when they get there. So there will be regular editions. I am not going to be doing weekly new releases. The new releases are going to be, I'm hoping, at least monthly, but they're not going to be 3 every single week. It's going to be, maybe it'll be 8 on a monthly basis, type of a thing, but it'll probably be monthly. There will be months when there won't be. One of the things that I promised myself is that I'm not going to beat myself up by setting unrealistic schedules. A one-person shop has certain limitations, and I was trying to pretend that those didn't exist. And one of the I guess cataclysmic moments is when I came to realize that I can't do that. I can't do everything. I do have limits, and I have to kind of respect some of that and not beat myself up for not being able to do everything I promise. So I'm going to try to limit the promises that I make as far as updates and new releases. I'm going to try to do them monthly, but my internal goal is to do them monthly. But there's going to be practical reasons. I mean, during Pride Month, I have a Pride event here locally in town that I have a booth that I have to set up for. And so I'm going to have to make additional Pride resin things. Those first 2 weeks of June are going to be kind of nuts, getting ready for that for me. And so I'm probably not going to be able to do an update necessarily in June. There may be, with the event in July, probably won't be an update in July. But then, as the summer ends, we get into August, September, get into the fall, then some new releases will obviously be coming out in time for October for Halloween and the Halloween event. So yeah, there will be some regular, I hope, new releases that'll come out, but they're just not going to be every week like they have been in the past. New releases are not going to be the thing. I think I've mentioned this before, and I'm going to kind of go back to it a little bit every now and then, is the store was becoming something that was not my vision. It was someone else's expectation of what the store should be. And that expectation was beyond my capabilities. And so I'm trying to rein that back in and make sure that the store is what I can do and what I love to do, instead of forcing me into store management for someone else. that makes any sense at all. I can only do this. I can do this best when I love it, and I want to love it, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. That's kind of the short answer. Um, let's see. That's it. Um, thank you, Sherilyn. It's hard sometimes to say no or to hold ground or whatever, um, because you don't nobody you don't want to make anybody mad or cause anybody to be upset. But I'm a human, and everybody has human limitations. I just have to make sure that it doesn't do me any good if I become some type of a psychotic mess, or I start having health issues related to internal stresses or whatever. So I'm trying to keep those to a minimum, and just I'm retired, so I want this to be part of a retirement plan as much as anything else, and that does not mean work myself to death. um if you don't like what you do, why do it? Yep, yep. I am, and that's what I'm going to do, to focus and make the store something that I love to do. And I hope that passion comes through and everybody else appreciates or learns to love, the things that the store is able to do as well. So that's kind of where that's going. 9:10, a little over an hour. We got off to a slow start. So that's about an hour-ish, I guess, of information. Um, so I would encourage anyone and everyone to take a look at the catalog, take a look at the collections. Um, I have gotten quite a few updates done during the time off, the first 4 months here. Um, things have been reordered, things have been added to. So take a look through the collections. Take a look at Eye Candy. Take a look at the Pride collection. Take a look at the Unwrapped Eye Candy. If you're so inclined, if you're going to be offended, don't go there. Visit that area responsibly. Don't do it if the grandkids are nearby. And okay, yeah. So that way everybody kind of knows where things are going, and why things were so slow, or why things were non-existent for a while. I didn't do it in the middle of it because that was kind of pointless. So I'm just, kind of getting to the point now where things are rapidly moving forward again, and I just want to make sure everybody knew where things were, where they're moving, what's moving, and where you can go. I want you to get the best deals possible on the kits that I'm making and the kits that I'm ordering for you. The there was a thought there. I was trying to get to a point, and I don't remember what it was. But let me know if there's something that you're looking for you can't find. I'm always looking for new ideas. Artists, I'm always looking for new artists. If you come across artists or someone that is looking for someone to do diamond paintings, send them my way. I'm perfectly happy with artists that are making art for diamond paintings. It's just they're so not few. They're very, very difficult to find some specialized ones that'll do gay images. And it's not necessarily because they don't like to do gay images, but their focus is some other medium or some other thing. And so I want to feature real artists that are traditional medium that work in a traditional medium. I'm perfectly happy doing that. I just, I don't have a lot of time to search for them. That's kind of where I am. All right. So if there's anything else, if there's not anything else, oh, Sherilyn, did you get something that qualified for the free trade? Did you get your free tray? You placed an order earlier. I don't know. I mean, like earlier today or earlier months, or I don't know what. Well, I'll take a look. I didn't hear any alarms going off, so I don't guess anything blew up. Oh, okay, if you ordered it during the live, if you ordered a diamond painting kit, a special order kit of any type, um, you should have put. If you put a tray in your cart, it should have been free. If you didn't, I'll look at the order. If you didn't, I'll have you pick one out and I'll throw it in because since it's free, I don't have to worry about a transaction. I just put it in there, right? And there are going to be resin items falling into boxes quite regularly, just so everybody knows. The resin stuff is more fun than it is anything else. It's not a profit center, and they're fun to make. And so something may just fall into your box. It may be a keychain or it may be some cover minders, but you know those things happen. They are going to happen a lot around here. Just so everybody knows. All right, thank you all for coming to be here for the live event, and then diamondartemporium.com. The links are pretty much all over the place. The store is open. It is robustly growing again and will continue to do so for, I'm hoping, many years to come. So I hope everybody takes a look at the store, see where it's going, and to see how that can work for you. Okay? All right, everybody, have a good night. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And